Hi there guys, I want to show you something really amazing. It's a thing called XBMC, which is a home theater system which will cost you next to nothing if all you really need is a TV set that can take a computer input, which is either HDMI or an actual sort of computer socket, and a little computer like this little PC over here, or a Mac or a Linux computer. It could be a laptop, it could be a PC, it doesn't really matter, but ideally a small one that doesn't make a lot of noise. And maybe a little keyboard like this. Other than that, all the software is free and it's just absolutely fantastic. Just have a look at what you could do. The whole point of XBMC is to be able to sit on your couch with your TV as your computer monitor and be able to read stuff off your screen while you're listening to music or watching. You can watch videos, or you can look at all your photo library. All your media you can actually access from the comfort of your couch without having to get up and squint at a tiny little text on a screen. Basically, this is the main interface. It's very customizable, so yours might not look like this unless you use the same skin as I'm using. But as you can see, I just navigate by pressing the right arrow button at least, and I go through all the different categories of things over here. There are actually quite a lot more, but I've actually removed them just to make it more simple, and really this is all I use it for, is pictures, music, movies, videos, and then my configuration of systems and add-ons, which are all the little gizmos that you can add to it. The first thing I want to show you over here is pictures. If I press enter, it takes me to some things that I've added. You can add sources over here. I've added a folder in my hard drive that has all my photos. So I press enter over there, and I've categorized things by the year that that they were taken. Actually, some of those weren't right, but anyway. If I go into, say, I don't know, 2005 and go to Greece 2005, it'll give me some images of that holiday. So there's some pictures of Alish and everybody. If I want to sort of look at them full screen, I can either just press enter. That's so cute. Look at this picture, for example. This is the wrong way around. So because the camera I had then was quite old and lousy. So if I press the R key, it actually rotates it the right way around. So you don't have to, everything you can actually move around while you're there. Press the back arrow and it takes you back. Now if I wanted to watch a slideshow of this folder, for example, or maybe another one, maybe try, I don't know, it doesn't matter, just try to do that one. I press C, which is for contextual menu, and then it gives me some options. Recursive slideshows for watching all the subfolders within this folder, and view slideshows, just the images that are in this particular folder. So if I hit enter there, it's going to start doing an animated slideshow of this all the contents that are inside this folder. And it's it's just very smooth and nice. So if it's a little bit jerky, it's because of the screen capturing software I'm using, but XBMC itself is very smooth and really lovely to look at. And you can have music in the background, so you could have whatever music you want in the background, and have your family album doing a random slideshow if you wanted. It doesn't really matter. So let's hit the back arrow again to go through the levels, and then we come back to the home screen. And then we can move on to music. If I press enter, and you get into a list of categories over here of things, artists, albums, etc. If I go into artists, you'll see over here all these artists are alphabetically listed over here, and you can kind of get shortcuts keys to go quickly to, say if I want to go to M for Mr. Ward or something like that, I can go straight into these things just like that. But you notice on the right there's a biography of the artist, and then there's fan art of the artist as well. This is stuff that XBMC just gets for you. All I did was point XBMC to a folder which contains all my MP3 files, and XBMC actually goes to the internet, gets the fan art and biographies and album reviews and all that information, and sticks it all together. So when you eventually want to play the album, for example, and I want to play Madeleine Perrault, push enter there. If I want to play Half a Perfect World, I press enter, and I go into it, and I start this track, and it'll play the whole album. But now the really cool thing though is that if I press tab from here, it's going to take me to a full screen of fan art, cover art, as well as artist biography and album review if there is an album review, which is really fantastic. I can also press enter, and there's a bunch of options up top here, one of them which is lyrics. If I choose lyrics, it goes to fetch the lyrics of this track. and then if I press enter again, I can go to this little eye here, which shows me a very large artist biography. So you can actually read the stuff, look at images, and listen to the music at the same time while you got your fat ass on the couch, or mine. So that's fantastic. That's just with your own MP3 files that are in your own collection. But that kind of goes a little step further than that, because that's all the MP3s that you've got on your system. If you go back to the main menu here, music, you notice you push the down arrow, you can get, there's a bunch of other little sort of favorites that I put there. You can customize them. I've got, these are my favorites. If I choose radio, it takes me to this little radio add-on, which kind of, you could browse, music stations by topic or genre or country or whatever. But right at the bottom, there's a thing called My Stations, where I've saved my favorites. If I go in there and choose my favorite of the favorites, which is KCRW, Santa Monica National Public Radio, it starts playing the radio station immediately. And what you can do now, exactly the same as when you're playing your local music, you press the tab key. It'll take you to the full screen where you can actually read this biography of whoever's playing right now. And we see that when the artist changes, the artist is going to change. The biography is already gone. The biography is going to change. There we go. Now it's got Miko's biography and her fan art. So every time the track changes, the fan art changes. And you've got this incredible visual feast of stuff that you can do. It's absolutely amazing. I totally love that, having that in the background while I'm doing stuff. And if I really like a track, I look up and can read up who it is, find out the biography, look at some images, and then carry on vacuuming the lounge. Yeah, right. So press the back arrow, you can go back again, and you can choose lots of other radio stations. There's something like 5,000 to 10,000 of them. But I've sort of chosen the ones that I like the most. And here we are, back at the main menu. I'll press X to stop the music. Going into the movies menu, press enter, and it takes you to a list of all the movies that I have on my system. That could be stuff I've downloaded, or stuff that I've got on DVD that I've ripped and got on my hard drive. And over here you can see that there's a little synopsis over there on the right, plus the cover art, plus fan art as well. And this is all stuff that XBMC just downloads and puts in there for you. All I had is the movies, and XBMC does the rest. And it's really nice to navigate this stuff, and you can just select whatever you want to watch and press enter, and the movie starts. And the other thing that's really quite cool is that if, for example, you're not sure what a movie's about, if you press the I key, it takes you across to there's a trailer button there. It gives you a synopsis, and you can press trailer, and that goes directly to, I think it gets the video from YouTube, and starts playing a trailer to the movie. And there you go. Not bad, huh? Alrighty, that is pretty much how the movies work. It also categorizes into directors and actors and all that kind of stuff, so you can, and what year they were made and stuff like that. Video add-ons is the other thing that I like very much. Is for example, if you want to go to YouTube or Vimeo or TED, watch sort of really fantastic content. YouTube, for example, you can go in there, and because I'm signed in, I can actually look at stuff that I've uploaded myself. So I could look at a video perhaps of me being cruel to Bonzo in the snow. I took Bonzo out in the snow and asked him to, I made a little snowball and asked him to fetch it for me, and he got a little confused when it turned into snow.
You want a nice snowball? You want to see a nice snowball, boy? You get the nice snowball, you fetch it for me. Hey boys, I went so far. Fetch it, boy, fetch it, fetch it. Where's it going? Where's it going? Where's it going, boy? Fetch it.
Okay, enough of that. So if you kind of have a look at the you can look at all these kind of videos here. You can go into the main YouTube thing, look at your history, what things you liked, what YouTube suggests. Yeah, so you can have a look at the stuff that's being seen, what's popular and all that kind of stuff, mark favorites. But it's all very accessible from from where you sit. TED Talks, the same sort of thing. And if you know TED, I'm sure you know TED. Maybe you go to themes, for example, and let's see here. Oh, maybe Africa, next chapter. and see what's in here. Oh, actually there's one, Annie Lennox, why I'm an HIV AIDS activist. So you can get a little synopsis thing. You can then you can immediately start playing it, and there you go. You're going to have Annie talking to you in your lounge from your couch, and it's rather nice. And here she is, probably any second. There you go. Come on, Annie. See, they have to put subtitles because she speaks in a funny accent. She doesn't speak English properly like us South Africans. So let's go back from there, and there's lots of other things. BBC Iplayer, which is really very, very nice. And actually, if you're overseas, you can watch BBC Iplayer. You just have to put it through a proxy server. It's not that hard to do. There's settings in there for being able to do that, and basically you're telling all the iPlayer traffic to goes through a server in the UK, so it thinks that you're in the UK browsing their website. All sorts of plugins. There's a lot more of them than a lot more than I have over there, and that is basically that for movies. Onto videos, which I differentiate. Usually I call videos, actually these YouTube and Vimeo things, I call it videos, but also home movie stuff. So if I look into files, you can see folders there, which I've added. This one over here contains all sorts of videos, home videos and work videos. If I go into home videos and can go navigate by folder. So for example, this folder here has got these nice images of my niece and nephew jumping on trampoline there. Yeah, and it's all highly accessible and absolutely marvelous. Back to the main menu. Over here you see I've got little shortcuts below here for YouTube and Vimeo and iPlayer, which you can add. You can customize your interface a lot. System is for all your settings. If you enter there, you've got all these different settings for the different things. You can look at all your add-ons, your pictures, weather settings. You can look at you can get add-ons from XBMC, and there's all the different categories. If you wanted to say, for example, some more music add-ons, you can choose one of these or all of them if you want. So there's lots of different types of things. Skin changes the interface. Program add-ons are things like web browser. You can actually browse the web, and you can get your Facebook media, which is all the images of your Facebook friends or your own images, if you want to. And then all other settings here, changing the way things look, and settings for everything. It's a marvelous piece of software, highly customizable, and everything you do, you can do from where you're sitting, and I love it. Go and do it. If you want any advice, just get hold of me by email, and I'll be glad to give you some advice on what kind of thing you could buy, what works and what doesn't. Alrighty, bye.